Bonjour, in this video we are going to see more pronunciation tips in French. This time, first time in France, with the difficulties you may have to understand people with French Spanish Online and myself. Let's start with this conversation. As usual, we are going to read it as you can read it actually at school. So, excusez-moi, mais je ne comprends pas. Je n'ai pas compris ce que vous venez de dire. Tu as compris, toi? Je ne comprends toujours pas. Qu'est-ce qu'il dit? Je ne pige rien. On n'a rien compris. And here, as you can see, we've got this little girl saying just pas compris. When you speak actually fluently, you can't just say this expression, pas compris, I did not understand, instead of the proper sentence, je n'ai pas compris. So with no subject, no verb, just pas compris. But now let's see sentence after sentence and explain the pronunciation, where are the liaisons and the abbreviations we can have. Excusez-moi, mais je ne comprends pas. Well, you know that the verb comprendre is irregular, and here we've got the letter D and S, but we don't pronounce them, so we just say comprends in French. Comprends. Mais, well, you know that we don't pronounce the letter S, the final S. And excusez-moi, the sound of the letter S here is like a Z actually in French, like a Z, because we've got two vowels, one before, one after. In this case, the letter S, the pronunciation is like a Z, Z in French, excusez. Let's see now some contraction. Excusez-moi, mais je ne comprends pas. So you remember that we don't really like to pronounce all the letter E. So here we've got je ne comprends pas. And when you speak, you can just say je comprends pas. So you remember that this first part of the negation disappears when we speak. We just keep pas. But here, je and comprends, we have this abbreviation sh. Je comprends pas. Excusez-moi, mais je comprends pas. Okay? Again, je comprends pas. Let's see now the second sentence. Je n'ai pas compris ce que vous venez de dire. I did not understand what you've just said. Compris, so we don't pronounce the final S. And now, let's see these two parts of this sentence. Je n'ai pas compris, so again here, the negative form, the first part is going to disappear, and we are going to say j'ai. J'ai pas compris. Just that, j'ai pas compris. The second part, ce que vous venez de dire. So here we've got several so we are going to contract them. Ce que is just ce que. Ce que. The first disappears. Ce que. And here again we've got another venez, and we are going to say venez. Venez. And finally, the last of the verb of the word de is going to disappear to say dire. It's a bit difficult to pronounce the two-letter D actually, but you can say it this way. Ce que vous venez de dire. Again, ce que vous venez de dire. Would you like to repeat, please? Ce que vous venez de dire. Okay? So this letter D actually appears that it was part of the previous word, venez de dire. Venez de dire. Ce que vous venez de dire. Tu as compris, toi? Did you understand? Tu as compris, toi? Well, if you remember the previous lesson, we know that there is a contraction here between the subject tu and the verb a, and we are going to say just t'as. T'as compris, toi? T'as compris, toi? Je ne comprends toujours pas. Toujours for still. Je ne comprends toujours pas. Well, we are going to apply the same rules here. So, je ne comprends. Je comprends. Je comprends toujours pas. Je comprends toujours pas. Je comprends toujours pas. Qu'est-ce qu'il dit? Qu'est-ce qu'il dit? So the first part of the question is just something like qu'est-ce, qu'est-ce, and instead of pronouncing the letter L of the subject, we just say qui. So the question is qu'est-ce qu'il dit? Qu'est-ce qu'il dit? Qu'est-ce qu'il dit? Je ne pige rien. Piger, it's a familiar verb to say to understand in French. It's nearly regular. We say je pige, tu piges, il pige, nous pigeons, vous pigez, il pige. So piger is to understand, but it's a familiar verb, so you can't use it with people you don't know. Piger. Je ne pige rien, so you know here that we are going to take ne out, so je pige rien. And we are going to say again the sound je pige rien. Je pige rien. Would you like to repeat? Je pige rien. Ah ben, je pige rien. On n'a rien compris. On for we. And here, the letter N here of the negative form is going to disappear, but because we've got here another N, actually we will have the same pronunciation. Okay, so we will say on n'a rien compris. On n'a rien compris. The pronunciation here is the same with the N apostrophe or without. On n'a rien compris. So let's listen now the whole conversation, but this way like we speak in France, and we are going to listen to the difference. So let's start. Excusez-moi, mais je comprends rien. J'ai pas compris ce que vous venez de dire. T'as compris, toi? Je comprends toujours pas. Qu'est-ce qu'il dit? Je pige rien. On n'a rien compris. And the whole conversation, excusez-moi, mais je comprends pas. J'ai pas compris ce que vous venez de dire. T'as compris, toi? Je comprends toujours pas. Qu'est-ce qu'il dit? Je pige rien. On n'a rien compris. Well, I hope that you will understand better French now, rather than saying that vous ne comprenez pas. Alors, c'est fini, au revoir et bon français.